Good.
So, what was it that we got out of that journal?
Out of the journal?
Yeah. What was the key information that we got out of that?
Cool. Would you like me to reread it?
Absolutely.
Or kind of skim through it?
What the important deets, I suppose.
So, it was the journal of Dr. Lazarus Brainhead, who you guys found out was a scientist slash wizard of Starmount. He had basically, you found out through the journal, he had, Starmount has been working on these plans to create some sort of higher society for the world, and Brandicore has kind of been their test bed for that. He started an operation here in Orkandi as he found out that there was a temple that lied deep in the mines at Korsk. Or not a temple, a portal, sorry, that lied deep in the mines of Korsk. And so his operation was to go there and open the portal, which was a portal to the Far Realm, which allowed the Mind Flayers to come in and destroy Korsk. And they were soon thereafter followed by the Star Spawn. What were you saying?
That was accidentally done by him. That wasn't.
Yeah, so
that was an unforeseen circumstance of him opening that portal.
He wanted the portal open. He wanted to find creatures on the other side or anything that could help him and Starmount in their goal of kind of like a world domination and the fact of like a higher society with them at the the top. In doing so, though, he released Mind Flayers onto the world, which happen to be these highly intelligent, more advanced race that nobody had ever laid their eyes on before, and they were followed by the Star Spawn soon after, which is what you guys are fighting later after you guys got trapped in that little hallway. You found out from his journal that the dragons in Brandicore being re-released underneath Tiamat was also the cause of Starmount. That was another operation / experiment they would work on. As well as there was more said about reference to the automaton operation that they were conducting at Starmount and trying to get underway as well. Other than that, there's nothing else. It's more just rambling on about. Can't wait to get our stuff sorted so we can take over the world.
Who picked up that journal?
I have it.
Okay.
I have the journal and the portal schematics.
Okay. Are you the only one that
and Gengu has the cube that charged it. Yeah, I did. I skimmed through both, and then I'm pretty sure I'm the one that found because it was written in Elvish. I can read Elvish, and I found the page that Ryan just described. Okay. At least for the portal in Korsk.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry,
cool.
did you say that you did or didn't share any of that info already?
No, I'm pretty sure I read it out loud.
Okay.
For the group in common. I'm fairly certain I did that.
I believe you did. After that whole reading that journal, after the portal, you guys went looking for Gesh. He figured out had been started the Ceramorphosis process had been started on him, and he was already turning into a Mind Flayer, which you guys promptly put down, as well as a couple other Mind Flayers in their little pool of these little microscopic organisms that transform people or creatures into Mind Flayers. After doing that, you guys went and found the Elder Brain, destroyed that after taking lots of damage, and then you guys used the Cuber and Cubered back to the Eternal Lotus Temple. And now you guys have been dropped off at the steps, the base of the steps of the temple. It is about 10 o'clock at night. There's a calm breeze. blowing, and all of your all's pockets are 20 gold pieces less.
Right.
Well, I don't have any to begin with, so
You hate to feel it.
You got a free ride.
free ride. Story of my life.
Come on, let the free ride.
So what happens here? He like a door opened and we all got like shoved out, right?
Yeah, basically, and then it just kind of like caved in on itself and just whoop, bam, vanished.
Okay.
Oh, what the fuck was that?
So that's what
Just-
that does.
Oh, is there like any like remnants of the goo left on us at all?
Yeah, just like little bits and blobs of it.
Yeah,
just kind
I'd
of
start like
all over you.
picking them off.
I'm
like,
just prestidigitating myself and cleaning it.
Cloak is out,
The f-
rubbing it all out, buffing
I'm
it out.
gonna turn my back to Rango and be like, "Hey, Rank, you mind? I think there's a little stuck back there. I
Shitty.
can't reach in my armor.
Yeah.
Can you get
And
that?"
then I'm gonna mage hand it off.
You guys see Narset doesn't really say anything and begins starting to walk up the stairs.
Does she appear solemn?
She appears very solemn.
Does she appear like she's done this before with the Jello cube?
No, she does not look like she's done the jelly cube, but it doesn't look like that's her main
She's
priority
not
on her mind
phased.
right now. Yeah, she's not phased right now.
Gotcha. Well. All right.
We call after her.
What's Ojutai doing? I'm following Ojutai's footsteps. We're back in his realm.
Yeah. I'll look at the rest of them and look at her. Well, guess we head on up.
All right.
Is anyone usually up at this time, Ojutai?
Usually
Occasionally
some
there's, like-
guards, but
Yeah, and a
Not-
few like
most of the
students
group is gonna
maybe.
sleep.
Yeah, like guards and a few students would normally be kind of, up maybe doing some late studying or work of some
Mhm.
kind.
Yeah, if you want to speak with the masters, it'll probably have to wait till morning if they spend the nights here.
Well, I'm bloody beat.
It's Harpy's with us, I assume, right?
Yep, Harpy's just standing there. He's currently just examining his body and looking at all the gooey bits on him from
Oh, yeah.
the cuber.
I'm gonna buff him out.
You're gonna buff him out?
Mm-hmm.
So you buff
Didn't
him
Harpy
out.
almost lose an arm in the fight? Did that happen, or did I just
It's-
dream that?
He got really hurt, I
Stretched
think.
out.
Yeah. He like dislocated a shoulder basically.
That's what it was. Yeah, okay.
Thanks, Dingo.
Hey, welcome. Got to keep you looking sharp.
Well,
I always look sharp.
his accordion arms. Just like
He starts doing his little dance.
So,
well,
what's next?
I think I've had my fill for the day. Fill fighting interplanal beings. Ugh, I think I need a good back crack, honestly. Ugh. Just gonna start slowly walking up the stairs.
Yeah, as we're on our way up, I'll just kind of be out loud to the whole crew, being like, well, after what you read out of that journal, Sesh, I'm not sure that I've got more questions or more answers out of it.
Yeah, definitely a healthy mix of both. Answers that I don't know if we were prepared for, and questions I feel fear that we're gonna have to fight our way to find the answers to.
All leads back to Starmount.
Everything's- Yeah, pointing to Starmount.
Did we
As you
completely fix Harpy to where he doesn't react to Starmount anymore? I believe we did.
You kind of like unlocked his memories to where he remembers a little bit more. But he doesn't shut down. If you remember when you originally met him, saying Starmount like shut him down. Now he's just kind of he remembers, which could be better or worse for him.
Right.
As you guys make your way up the staircase, it's a long this zigzag up and down pattern up the hill. You pass a couple huts with maybe like a student or a elder monk just kind of sitting in there working on paperwork. A few have like lights off, and there's like lanterns that light the entire way up. As you get closer up towards the dormitories where Ojutai originally stayed when he was here, and where you guys stayed your first night here, that platform that you had talked to the dragons is probably about a good like 30 feet higher than that before you go into those dormitories. And you can hear and partially see some of the elders having some sort of conversation, although it is out of earshot.
Can we tell which elders they are?
You can definitely see Dramoka, Ramos, and Yosai are up there. Those are the ones that you can kind of see for sure, but you're not sure if there's any more.
Okay.
Well, lads, I think it's prudent we give them a chat before lying down.
Would they have expected us back, Ojutai?
I don't think they expected us to be gone a couple days, haven't we?
Yeah,
at least
it's been at
3
least 2
long
nights.
rests.
Do we hear Narset at all?
No, she kind of walked up and then went straight into the dormitories without stopping.
Or just do the elders have a sense of when Dragonborn return to the temple? Will they know Narset is here?
You feel like
Very possible that they do.
yeah, you're not 100% sure, but you're not 100% sure if that's just like a thing they can sense.
You know, I don't remember a time that give them just hang around here for no reason. Probably best we can clean ourselves up a little and get straight to them.
So are you still out of character? Are you still at 2 HP, Ojutai, or?
If we are not saying that we got a long rest there, then no.
Did we get a long rest?
No, you guys have not had a long rest.
Okay,
since
so
that
I'm
time.
like
Ojutai's
2
beat
hit
the fuck up.
points.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. Well,
I'm
if we're about to get a long rest, then I'll just show off my fancy new spell.
So we've been dragging Ojutai up these stairs. is
Yeah,
what you're saying.
basically. Yeah.
It's like oh.
Gingu's just
Oh.
been.
Don't remember there being so many.
I'm gonna reach down and touch him, and in a burst of sort of fiery radiance, you will regain 70 HP. I will cast
Oh.
Heal.
Wow.
And just like that, I am almost full.
Just for funsies. Just for
Just for
funsies.
funsies.
He did like
Hey,
to get to
guys,
the top
what's
of these
new?
stairs.
Yeah. I wanted to let you know. Hey, nothing comes for free. Okay.
I'm assuming if it's radiant, is there like a bright light that emanates off of it?
Yeah, it's
All right.
like it's been like pretty dark. Obviously, these lanterns have been lighting the path, but it's like blinding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it lasts for a good few seconds before it goes out.
Dear God. Had a new one?
Oh, you don't like the fiery flames of the forge, Rango? No, I'm just
It's
kidding.
a bit bright tonight.
Yeah. Didn't know I could
Maybe,
do that.
like, on my hands and knees on there, then just kind of look up at Sersha with an odd look, and then stand up. Like, just decided to keep that one in your back pocket, just in case.
Oh, listen. I was going through some pages while we were in the cube. It forgot about it.
We
you
had
didn't
a,
think we needed it earlier?
had a side bet to see if you could make it up the stairs in that shape.
Yeah, I believe you owe me 5 gold, Rango. So you can give me that anytime.
Yeah. Right. Well, I
So
suppose,
appreciated, Sersha.
Ojutai, now that you're feeling better, do you think we intrude on the elders, or maybe just get a rest and catch up with them in the morning?
I think what we have to tell them is worth intruding on.
Yeah, I agree. Especially since Ramos is up there. He seemed to take a special interest in you, right, Ojutai?
I'm just gonna.
No, that was Arcades.
Oops. retract.
Yeah,
Cool.
I'll head up to the platform.
So you have to go. You go through the dormitories. You walk past the dormitories, up another short flight of stairs. You end up in the like dining hall where you guys had first met and had breakfast in the kobold set and kind of slept at. You can see that there's a lot less kobolds there now, although there is a few still kind of refugeed here. It does look like some of them have moved out and either went towards some of the towns in Orkandi or have found like they found more permanent spaces around the temple form for now. As you enter in, it's not really lit because the kobolds that are there are sleeping right now. And off to your right, you can see that the dragon elders are talking. And you also see a dwarf in full plate armor standing there, kind of resting on the hilt of a battle axe, he is conversating currently with the dragons.
As we walk up, do I recognize him? By his
You don't-
axe or anything, or his armor?
You don't recognize him, but you can see that the armor does have the markings of somebody who works for Mountain's Gut.
Do I recognize this individual?
You do not.
Okay.
But you do recognize those markings, same as Saoirse.
I go, what is Mountain's Gut doing here? As we're kind of walking up.
You know as good as I. How's your tie?
Never seen them this far in Orkandi.
God, we haven't spoken to anyone in Mountain's Gut since River March, right?
Aye.
So,
Bjorn.
You don't think they're onto us, do you?
Oh, no. Mountain's got...
has been part of the problem.
Oh, okay.
The entire time. They've only been friends.
They're good guys.
You all are my only friends.
I hug him immediately.
Trust no one.
As you hug him, Harpy comes up behind you, Saoirse, and wraps his arms around both of you.
An automatron sandwich. Yes.
Yes.
This is a safe space.
And then have you ever tangled a slinky together? Like that's what happens.
Yeah.
And he's
Yeah,
just
so he's just trying to get out. And he's just sitting there like,
Harpy, come here. Hold on.
Help. How can I use my arms?
Hang on, Serge. Just be a minute.
I cast guidance.
while this is
Dear Lord,
happening
get
and
me out of this situation.
while you're untangling Harpy's arms, you hear that the hushed like whispers and conversation that's happening behind you guys kind of ceases. And as you all kind of turn to look around, all the dragons that are standing there's the three.
Just looking at us.
All five dragons are standing there. You just couldn't see the other two.
Oh shit.
And the dwarf is now also looking towards you guys. You can see that he's got a nice long red beard and long red hair that is coming out from underneath his helm that he is wearing.
Handsome man.
I want to not be involved in the mess that is that hug nor helping. And like,
Yeah.
I'd like to catch eyes with them as soon as possible and just give a big like grin like, we're back.
They just kind of look at you for a second, and then finally, Dramoka speaks. I'm glad that you've made it back.
Are they still
We were
tangled up
worried about you.
behind me
No.
at this? Okay.
Yeah, they're just now like getting untangled. Did you find Gesh and Narset?
We did. I'm come with the best of news. Did find Yesh and Narset. Narset is back in the dormitories, probably getting her rest after what she's been through. Dash, on the other hand, seem to have been taken by these otherworldly forces that through this strange portal that we found in the mines.
This kind of everybody that's standing over there seems to kind of perk up. What do you mean, strange portal and otherworldly beings?
The entire town of Korsk has been wiped out. These creatures that claim they were from another realm came through this portal that was located deep in the mines.
Yep. When he says that, I'm gonna walk forward, open up my chest, and bring out the cube and
Oh,
hold it out.
jeez.
All of them look kind of curious yet puzzled by this cube that you've just presented.
In turn, I'll kind of walk forward and carefully not to expose the journal. I wanted to just pull out the portal schematics, and then I'll say, the cube Gengu here presents powered the portal. It was created by a scientist seemingly gone mad from Starmount. We collected these schematics on his person, and I'll kind of spread them out in front of them.
As you're like explaining after you say star melt, Ramos kind of butts in and interrupts you, and he almost yells, and it kind of booms across this little hall that you're in. You see, they have already arrived. We must act now. Standing idly will not help our cause. We must get involved now. Dramoka kind of like waves him off and hushes him.
How's the dwarf react to that?
The dwarf just kind of, you see, he stands there and he just begins kind of like looking over all of you guys and stroking his beard, and just kind of, he looks to be watching to see what's going to happen between your group that has just approached and the dragon.
Can I insight him?
Yeah.
Because when you say like looking to see what happened, sort of, oh my god, well, 15.
He appears to.
I'm just
He's
looking
not-
for a general sense of if he's with us or against us, I guess.
He doesn't look excited by this news,
Okay.
and he doesn't look welcomed by this news. But it looks as if he has I'm trying to think of the best way to explain. He looks as if he just kind of seems to be calmed down a little bit and reserved and standoffish now. Whereas when you kind of seen him, he looked very official and respectful of the dragon elders. Now he looks a little bit more standoffish and like looking to let things play out.
And from that check, did that standoffishness come from the mention of Starmount or Ramos's reaction?
Both.
Okay.
As soon as Starmount came about, he kind of looked towards the dragons, and then when Ramos started, that's when he just kind of backed off
Okay.
and let Ramos go into his spell. Okay.
Want to talk to that dwarf? I'm just kidding.
Hushes Ramos, who does not look pleased to be hushed. So, an agent of Starmount was in Kursk.
Correct, sir.
And he is the cause of what happened to Kursk.
It would seem from some documentation we found that it wasn't particularly his goal to cause harm, but from our readings, I don't think that he was all that careful in his planning.
I see. Very well. Narset made it back. Correct.
Or
Yes.
nod.
Is she resting?
I
Once
believe so.
once we
The-
returned, she left us fairly quickly. Headed up to the dormitories.
I understand.
They the otherworldly forces that Ojitai has mentioned took a heavy toll on her mind.
I see.
I want to pull out one of the vials of the goop that I got.
At this time, I'm gonna wrap up the key and put it back in my chest.
Okay. So you pull out the vial, and do you like just hold it out in front of them?
I'm gonna like mage hand it up to where they can like get a good view of it.
Dramoka kind of looks over towards the dwarf. Aurelius, is this anything that you've seen?
I will wave it over to him.
And then Aurelius kind of looks at it, this dwarf, and he examines it. No, I can't say it is. You're dragon masters. They say you've come from Branacor in recent days. More specifically, Port Branacor.
He's speaking to us.
Yeah.
Hi. Just as the kobolds were outside the city, we took some kobold refugees and brought them here. We had business to tend to here, anyways.
What's the last thing you remember about Port Branacor?
The draconic forces were at the walls, beaten down, but not through.
Refugees were trying to funnel in, but there's only so much space for them.
How is she
Well.
now?
Not good, I'm afraid to say.
Has the port fallen?
I've got a lot to catch you up on. It's gotten a bit more complicated than that. You see, not long after you left, maybe a day, the walls were breached, and the kobolds began running through. They were aided by a dragon originally, but it left after about a day of attacks. Port Branacor has been reduced to street to street, house to house fighting. And Mountain's got, which is the only faction that remains, as Thiasgard and Starmount immediately left what we speculate mere hours before the break happened. We're losing ground every day, trying to get more out. You see, Branacor as a whole is an all-out war now. Starmount is being backed by Thiasgard, although Thiasgard claims they are not, and they are not directly involved. We believe just supplies and monetary funding. Star Mountain, the forces of Tiamat have begun meeting in the fields of battle around the middle of Branacor. The kobolds were already there at Port Branacor, but Surmount forces are making their way down to join in the fun. Around the same time, Port Branacor is breached. Starmount openly attacks. Mountain's Gut forces to the east, pushing us back almost to the entrance to Branacor.
And what of the Valor Company?
They claim no interference.
Starmount's forces, what do they seem to be comprised of?
And he kind of looks over at Gangu and Harpy.
God damn it.
Well, they look like your fellows here. Although they seem to be not as there. If you catch my drift.
Crystal.
I was there at the original invasion. And it was not pretty. We were outnumbered. Their armor is thick. But they lacked decision making. We were able to use the woods to ambush and trap them. They seemed very task oriented and just continued to march forward. As well as there's numerous what seem to be mercenary companies and brigands fighting alongside. As well as they have a super weapon of sorts. An automaton like these, except I've never seen anything quite the size of it. They call it the Colossus. It's partially automated, as well as it has a crew that operate inside of it. It's been going village to village. And
We talking like a Power Ranger?
A Gungan. A
Gundam.
Whatever. Gundam, thank you.
Gundam.
This sounds more like a Power Ranger, though.
I'm not sure what a Power Ranger is.
Well, that's us.
You're a Power Ranger. Fantastic, let's go.
How big is this Colossus exactly? You say it's larger than anything you've seen.
If you took 3 warships and combined them, however you see fit, it still probably wouldn't meet up to the size of this thing. It was fighting on the east, but after great success, it went back towards the last known site and was headed west towards Port Branacor. We don't know if it's going to stop in the middle of the fight. Tiamat's forces.
Have you heard any news of the wall? I can't remember the name of that wall.
Oh. Funny you mention it. That's the only bright spot that we have currently. He pulls out a map. of Branacor.
Oh, what the fuck? Oh!
The Harper's Wall Guard
Please.
made contact with us about a day ago. It let us know that they were in desperate need of support. They realized that the scale of what's actually happened. The far west side of the wall has completely been breached. That's where most of the Tiamat's forces, along with some from Evermarch, have marched onto Port Branacor. We figured out. We believe that the Harper's Wall Guard are the only reason that Tiamat's forces have not completely wiped out Port Branacor or Starmount, because we believe the numbers to be way greater. But we think that they're doing a good job of putting a thorn in their side. More specifically, the leader of the Kobolds' ground forces, one named General Belos, a dragonborn, absolutely massive. We believe that he is in direct contact with Tiamat and carrying out her will directly.
I can't remember. Didn't we see in Rivermarch like a red dragonborn?
You did.
How did we go about how did we see that guy again?
If I remember, you guys are running through the square
Yeah.
when you seen him and his forces break through the gate and begin just executing and fighting the guards along with civilians.
Mm-hmm.
General Belos, any idea what scales he's got?
I believe red scales.
We were there when Rivermarch was attacked. I wonder if that was him that we saw in the square.
It could be. Perhaps.
How are Dramoka and Ramos reacting to Aurelius's, exposition?
Right now, they seem to just be listening to what he's got to say. He's kind of taken the conversation over. They don't look surprised by any of this information. They've heard it before. But they are kind of looking to see your all's response.
Mm.
Zorlis, the dragon you said that aided the siege at Port Barnacore and left. It was a full adult dragon.
It was.
I'll sort of look to the elders. Do we know who this is? I mean, when we found Kenny, we thought it was the first true dragon this world had seen in centuries. It was before we were here, but surely you must have some inkling of who that is. And it's more of like I'm not like anger. It's like a pleading, like how the hell do they have a dragon? Well, I guess it makes sense, but
Jamoka pipes up. I am not sure, but based off the description, I do believe this to be Raktokish. Quite fierce dragon.
what a name.
Very powerful. Perhaps even more powerful than all of us here on an individual level.
What's his story? Did he stray from this temple, or?
No. These were, he originated in Branacor. Based on ancient texts, we believe that he was the cause of many hundreds, thousands of deaths for the dwarves who originally came in.
Is he well older than any of you?
He was dead. So, that is an issue. That's why we do not understand how he's back.
When did he die?
Decades ago. Centuries ago.
At the hand of the dwarves who settled into Brannicore. Sort of looked as Aurelius as well.
Well, I don't know if his name was Rook Tilkesh, but I mean, we have stories of fighting off many dragons, but there was one. We practically trapped him in a ravine and dropped basically a whole mountain on his head. And that was the last we heard of him until now. Of course, these are tales, stories.
Turned
Those-
Go ahead.
Do those tales speak of it happening on Dragonback or elsewhere? His
No,
burial.
He was further east. No. Listen, I've come here for help. Now, Mountain's Gut's never done any direct trading with this temple, but we have done some trading with Orkandi and the other villages here. When we ask for any kind of assistance, they'll point us this way. To be quite frank, we weren't even aware this place existed until now. The matter of fact is, we need help. Brannicore is in full chaos. And unfortunately, if what you say is true, then I don't think it'll be isolated to just Brannicore, if they've already branched out to here.
What is it on the mountains to the east of Brannicore? Is that Sallow Valley?
Yes. So Sallow Valley is very close to Mountain's Gut, the Mountain's Gut passage to Brannicore.
Have the kobolds or Starmount pushed out of Brannicore yet?
Well, besides what I've been told just now,
Of course.
I don't believe so. Yes, I don't believe so. And if what you're saying is true, then it is only one man that made it out and did his thing here. But listen, I think there's two big forces, both with their own intentions on how they want the world to go. And I'm not sure that either one of them see the world currently as it is being involved in those futures. For better or worse.
So, Aurelius, Starmount forces are engaged with Tiamat's army?
Currently,
That's sort of
in the fields in the middle, near the ruins of River March. Stormount's forces aren't numerous, but they are quite strong and way more advanced. And the kobolds, it is nothing but a horde. But they too have been adapting their tactics for battle. Like I said, they've used dragons, at least one that we know of, on Port Branacor, as well as they seem to be much more organized now with some sort of hierarchy, command structure.
as far as Tiamat. Has there been any evidence that she's made it back to this plane? I also looked at the elders.
He kind of looks towards the elders as well. None as of yet that we can tell. Although it is something that is not easy to sense.
And does it's the tales of what was the dragon's name? Sorry, the rock
Tokish.
Tokish. And if the tales of Rock Tokish re-entering the fray are true, does Tiamat possess the power to bring a dragon like that back?
Perhaps. I don't know. For once, I am puzzled.
This is one of the elders speaking?
This is Dramoka speaking.
Yeah, okay.
Well, with the news that Aurelius has brought, do you feel any different about not interfering? And I'm saying this like to Dramoka.
Yeah. Ramos speaks up. No. Not really. He still wants to sit idly by and watch the world tear itself apart. Which will eventually include us if we do nothing. Now is the time to act. Why the Star Mount is engaging the forces of Tiamat, they will be distracted. We can stop this now. Dramoka kind of hears him out for a second and then speaks up. Yes. Branacor is not our fight. As much as I want to help the people of Branacor and prevent this happening across the realm, we have to worry about Orkandi and its people. And if we leave and get involved and it doesn't go well for us, then there'll be a trail that leads straight back to here that could only spell destruction for sure for the people here. I'm not willing to risk the people of Orkandi who have nothing to do with this.
With that, I'll look up and just look at the master. Master, with all due respect, people of Orkandi have been involved. I've been in the middle of this for the last... I'll kind of motion out towards some of the kobolds that would be sleeping in that area. He said these kobolds are refugees that now are people of Ornkandi. If you don't do something, there's going to be more of them. The problems Ornkandi has won't get any easier.
I'll follow it. And without intervention, you run a great risk of not stopping a potential return of Tiamat. And if it is a she, right? Tiamat is she.
Yep.
So, yeah. And upon her return, surely she would target Orkandi, no?
I need time to think, to process this news of Korsk. Perhaps we should all rest for the night and think things over.
Can I insight check that?
Yeah.
I want to. I'm trying to insight how genuine he is about thinking it over, or if he's just bluffing for time. But I fucking got a 9.
You can't really make out anything for certain. The only thing that you can make out is he does genuinely mean to think this over and for everybody to kind of meet and discuss things tomorrow.
Okay.
Oh. Much to think about, much to discuss. We will take our leave.
Very well. We will meet at sunup. And with that, he bows his head. All the dragon elders bow their heads except for Ramos, who looks very dejected and annoyed. And Aurelius just kind of looks around and kind of nod towards you, your party, and then he begins walking off towards the dormitories past you guys.
Okay, I'll sort of fold up the schematics, put them away, start heading toward the dorms.
You see as Aurelius kind of opens up a door and goes inside one of the dorms that was vacant when you guys left. If all of you guys followed through, you guys would eventually arrive at Ojatai's dorms.
I'll just kind of hang outside the doorway and or do what do Ojutai and Sersh do? Are y'all making your way in? Or
yeah, I'm eager to convene between us.
So
I'm gonna go in and I'll sit down on my bed, but I'm not just lying down to go to sleep yet. I'm just gonna look around at the rest of them.
it's a very small room, right?
It would be an extremely tight squeeze, and probably one of you would have to stand in the doorway.
Yeah.
Probably Gengu.
Yeah.
With Harpy probably peeking over the shoulder and like slinking his head in, but you guys could all convene there.
All right.
Okay. Guys, bloody fucking hell.
I'm gonna be
I'll move in and lean up against a wall.
I'm gonna be kind of moping just in the doorway, in my own head, just looking.
Mm-hmm.
Almost as if I'm shut off asleep, but I'm completely awake.
One thing, I was just kind of like, had my head down and my hands over my forehead, and just one thing just does not make sense to me. We read in those pages of that journal that Stormount wanted to ignite the kobolds, but Aurelius confirmed that they're entangled with one another, pushing back and forth for territory in Brannicore. I mean, maybe Stormount has a longer
Right.
play, but
My interpretation is that they had 3 different projects. They had that with Dr. Lazarus, who was looking at towards this portal as an answer for this perfect society. They had I don't know, it didn't specify the team, at least not in Lazarus's journal, who was moving towards the kobolds and the ancient dragons. And then obviously the team working on the automatons. My idea, my working theory, at least, is that it was 3 separate projects all working towards the same goal, and I suppose the draconic option as well as the portal option here in Okondi went awry.
Yeah,
Based on what Aurelia said, it sounds like they have the automatons under control for the most part, as I glance towards Gingu and Harpy.
I don't budge.
yeah, I would agree. Just as, oh fuck, what's his name? Whoop, Brainhead.
Yep. Lazarus, not Lazarus, my bad.
Yeah, just as Dr. Brainhead didn't foresee a bunch of mind flares on the other end of his project, I guess the Draconic project didn't foresee a potential return of Tiamat in theirs.
Or perhaps whoever was running the project did, and everything's going peachy keen to him, but the rest of Starmount may not be happy with it. Who knows? I will say that, and I'm gonna look towards Ojatai. What could Dramoka think will come of Okondi if we don't intervene? Either Starmount and their automatons win out, or the kobolds and the rest of those draconic forces and Tiamat wins out. Either way, once they've finished up, you've got an even bigger enemy moving towards everywhere else. Right now, despite how large their forces are, I don't think they're going to get any smaller.
Yep. Well, just as Aurelius said earlier, and just as we once, a mere few weeks ago, thought that the temple here in Arkonde was more legend than real. So I feel he truly fears that connecting a tangible path to this place from Brannicore spells destruction, but I mean, if Aurelius made it here, we made it here, I mean, they will too. That's why I don't understand he doesn't see.
Whose mind flayers even already knew about dragons here. So, like, it would be only a matter of time before Tiamat would turn her head, or Starmount looking for something else to research.
I mean, I can understand not wanting to involve, the students here, or other monks as yourself, Ojitai, and actually engaging forces into Brannicore physically, but the fact of being completely shut off from giving supplies or intel to those against Starmount and Tiamat, I don't understand the wall that he's put up.
As he said, I can understand not wanting themselves to be involved. 5 dragons descending on a land would just add more to the chaos that
Ojitai,
forces on the ground aren't going to be enough.
has something bad happened under Dramoka's reign here in the past?
Ojitai, your upbringing was pretty much, it was peaceful. There was never any like major incidents that happened. You pretty much spent all your time at the temple, training and learning from them, and then occasionally going out to help the local settlements in Ornkandi with maybe beasts or smaller issues, but nothing on the scale of this, and certainly nothing that was just, a big force where a lot of things were at jeopardy.
Would I happen to know, like, if I needed to make a history check or anything for something much further back, not just like my time here?
Yeah, go ahead and make a history check.
Rate at these 15.
15.
Yep.
So you know that the temple itself was never directly involved with anything, although monks and students that came here to train, occasionally there were some that weren't dragonborn or lizard folk, and you do remember hearing stories of dragonborn students, along with some of these other students that may have came and trained here, going out and aiding in conflicts far away, in the name of helping people and basically peacekeeping missions.
Why the sudden change of
Nothing on
heart?
the scale of the entire temple.
I just don't understand why he's so scared.
There seems to be a piece missing. One that I feel like Ramos actually might be able to give us a little insight on. Seems to be the one that wants to, of course, take arms, but also I feel like in his fervor, he could divulge some useful information for us. Whether or not they get involved, what do we feel?
We've
How do we
seen
feel about?
we've seen the kobold army, at least. It's nothing that we can handle ourselves. And Mountain's gut, you heard what Aurelius said, they're barely holding on. Valor's seems to be completely off it all.
Well, they're doing what the elders are. It appears they're retreating back to their territory and fortifying up and letting the world burn around them.
Eventually the fire will spread. That's my take. But we won't be able to stop it on our own, I don't believe.
I agree. Not a whole army, not against the whole army, but I had an idea as we were out talking with the elders. We don't really have any sort of way into Tiamat territory. But I can prepare a spell by tomorrow's sunrise that could get us back to the base of Starmount.
What teleportation circles do I have? Did we confirm what I have?
You have one that is somewhere beyond the wall in Dragonback Mountain, somewhere there. You know the one that is Sala Valley. You know the one that is inside of Starmount. And you know the one that is here currently, where here at the temple.
Serge, whenever you say that, you see my head just turn around like this and look into the doorway.
What's up, Gengu? Someone coming? I say, like, knowing no one's coming.
I just look back. I say, we pay Orlo a visit.
That was my thought. That's where I can get us. I can get us back to Orlo's. I thought about... We've been down in his workshop. It's out of sight. I can take us there. But the only reason I had that idea is, like I said, I agree with Rango. I don't think we have any sort of pin into the Tiamat side of things. But in terms of I don't know, I think if we could sneak into Starmount, we could find out a lot.
You don't suppose Orlo knows a way to beat it from the inside?
I'm sure he does, and I'd like to have another conversation with him because from everything we know now, his sudden urge to disengage from Starmount's agenda makes a little more sense now. He might have seen this three-pronged experiment to form a higher society and not agreed with it. Especially on the automaton side of things, where his work, obviously, creating you, and seemed he had a hand in Harpy. I'm sure they asked him to lend his expertise into making this Colossus thing.
And he's gotta know the weakness.
I think you might be right.
Well, we can't just go knocking the legs out from under one of the two forces.
To that I also agree. If we
What if there's
put a
way to
limp into
turn-
Starmount, it would only give Tiamat a leg up. We don't have anything to hamper them as we go into Starmount. Maybe we could coordinate something with Aurelius. Maybe he's got a card up his sleeve. If not, I could give him a card. And I flash the deck of many things. No, I'm just kidding.
Lol.
But maybe
Moonshine.
maybe he has something that we could coordinate.
Or it would seem that, well, I don't feel we've got a good read on whether or not the kobolds, the dragonborn, everyone in Tiamat's army is really doing this of their own volition, or if it is entirely under Tiamat's control. If it's of their own free will, then I don't have much compassion for them.
The automatons don't have free will.
The automatons, that's right, do not have free will. But we know
What
a
if we were
man
to
who can
give it
give
to
them
them?
free will.
I think
So,
we're on the same page.
but with that being said, I don't know if we're entirely on the same page, Gingu. I suggest that we side with Starmount to face Tiamat's army, but we would need to speak with Orlo beforehand, so that once the fight is done, whether Starmount agrees to it or not, we give all the automatons that free will.
I think we're on the same page, Rango.
You're fine with sending them into battle without free will?
I guess we'll just play our cards when we get there.
I mean, from the sound of it, this is a full-on war. I don't think anyone's gonna get out without any blood in their ledger.
I
Red
say
in their ledger.
this all lies on what Orlo can teach us.
Yeah, and personally, you know, if we take that route, I'm with you all. You all are my only concern. But I have to be honest, and I don't like the idea of working with Starmount at all. Every brush we've had with them has been in a negative light. And it worries me. It worries me that we're not going to be able to, once sending Tiamat down back in her tomb, whatever the end game is, are we really going to be able to twist the fate of Starmount?
Now, what if we just pretend to be with Starmount?
Right.
I
I
mean,
feel like we'd be doing
you
that
have
anyway.
me.
Yeah.
We could pass.
Aye.
We have Harpy. Don't forget.
Starmount hurt me.
Starmount did hurt you. Now, don't
What
you want to get it back?
happens-
They must pay.
That's the spirit.
Now, Hoppy,
Wait,
you,
wait, wait.
you realize that we would be working with them for a short time.
Rango. They must pay.
They will pay, but it's going to be an investment. It'll take
this
some
is-
time.
Hold on. Out of character, this is the first time Harpy has begun to open up at all about Starmount. Hold on.
He mentioned some things before, but nothing crazy. Just he mentioned breaking out with the aid of somebody
Yeah.
and being left in the woods just outside, and then getting picked up over by the
Woods.
the
Yeah.
Right?
little resort you guys are at
I feel
by
like we should.
his guy that had him dancing in the town.
Yeah. Hoppy, what do they do to you, bud?
I don't remember everything. But they hurt me.
They tried to make you do something you didn't want to do.
No. They just hurt me. I can't explain it. But I have an emptiness inside.
Sersh, is there any
Mhm.
way that you could get a view of where Orlo is now with that scrying?
There it is. Unfortunately, I'd have to wait until morning. I'm pretty spent. I don't think I have the strength currently. But yeah, I can.
Maybe worth it before heading out there. And, I mean, by no means do I believe that we should entirely cross the Elders off the list either. We can give Dramoka time to think. Maybe Ramos will come up with something more convincing himself. And then, if we have the aid of Starmount, and then perhaps have the Elders as contingency. Maybe we can stand a chance. Those are definitely better odds than us trying to figure it out ourselves.
Yeah.
Worth a shot.
I'm gonna glance
Just
towards
don't-
Ojutai.
Got the best chances we got, I think.
Well, just I've been meaning to ask you, since you spoke with Tiamat, have you felt an influence? Any reaching out to you again? A dream? Anything like that?
No, it is very clear when I did speak with her that I had no intention of going along with whatever her plans were.
Right. Was she? I don't know if I've ever asked you. I know your introduction was made through the professor, but was Tiamat recruiting you
Seemed to be.
specifically, or was it just because of being draconic?
I believe it was because of being draconic. Her goal seemed to specifically be wipe out anything that wasn't of draconic descent, Branicor.
Okay. That's good. Then we should, by that account, we should be able to, well, as best as we can, fly under TMS radar. So, what do we tell the elders in the morning?
So we give them the whole spiel. We run the star mount plan by them to kind of pull the wool over their eyes. By the end of things, I mean, assuming we can turn the automatons to their own free will, then Starmount, I assume, is powerful outside of just that army, but I'm sure that that makes up a large amount of their power. So,
All
so
right.
we
Well,
give them that and ask if they'll, at the very least, be contingency for us should we struggle to strike a deal with Starmount, or towards the end of things, we are unable to turn Starmount's army.
all right. Well, Project Sleeper Cells a go.
Hi.
All right, guys.
I'll shut down in the doorway.
Everybody staying there tonight.
Everybody.
Yep.
If I see Gingu start to get shut down, I'm gonna like wave and then like walk up and like hit him on the forehead a couple times, like Gingu, no, are you waking up? Are you waking up at all?
What, Rango?
Let's head out onto the balcony again, why don't we? There's more space out there.
It's quite cozy here, but whatever you say.
I mean, be my guest. I'm gonna go. Can I slip through? I'll slip through. I'm gonna start going towards the balcony.
All right, I follow him.
Heartbeat follows Gengu. All right, you guys, go ahead.
Before I head down for the sleeps, I spend a couple hours really going through the journal.
Sure.
In search, particularly, I'm looking for any information about the other teams, or just
Okay.
like any information about the Draconic side and the Automaton side, not the Portal side that he was working on. If he had
All right.
received any letters or, and he journaled about it, that's what I'm looking for.
Cool.
Spend like a couple hours.
So, there are some things that do stand out to you.
Hell yeah.
So, some very prominent names are repeated throughout. The most prominent is a name of Melios Leandris.
Melios Leandris.
This appears to be the head of Starmount, of all of Starmount, the overseer of all of it. The journal does talk about him having strong ties to the Valor family.
Oh shit. Okay.
Another name pops up, Jantel Schmiechel.
Hell yeah.
This individual seems to be the head of the Automaton Warforged department. It talks about him running experiments on Warforged and things gathered by. They're not specified what these things are, but things gathered by a Henry McKean.
Like materials? Gathered?
Materials, things. They're not. It's not specified.
Okay.
It only is briefly stated a complaint about Jantel Schmiechel and his dog Henry McKean, who goes and grabs the things he needs to continue his research.
Does it
Okay.
does it say dog specifically?
Yes, but you get the sense that it is like dog, as in like a minion
Like a
of
hand?
sorts.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
In the automaton section, is Orlo mentioned at all?
No.
Okay. And then was there anything in regards to their work with the kobolds?
So nothing really with regards to the kobold, but another name. This is the name that's used almost as much as Melios.
Okay.
Jeffrey Klinsman. He lists the title of Jeffrey as the head of Planar Travel
Oh shit.
at
Okay.
Starmount, and talks about learning a great deal from him and how he can use the tools that he gave the Warforged department to head up his own experiments.
Wait, so I'm gathering that he has given planar technology to the Warforged department?
It would seem so.
That's terrifying. Okay.
They're the Protoss. They can fucking warp.
But yeah, the mention of him with working with planar travel and stuff, it also worries me about finding where, opening up a door to Tiamat. I assume she's on a different plane.
I don't know. I think
Okay.
I'd rather they take the fight to her than bring the fight to Brannicore.
Yeah. I will make cliff notes of this information.
Okay.
And head on to bed. And I'm going to unprepare, heal, and prepare a word of recall.
Okay.
And that's all I got.
Anybody else doing anything before they settle down for the night?
Yeah.
Okay. What would you like to do?
Okay, so I want to spend like an hour looking over and like investigating those robes from the fucking Hydra Den.
Ah. I'll have to go into the recesses of my notes for these. Okay, just a moment.
Do any of you guys have proficiency in sleight of hand?
No. I'm as clumsy as I get, bro.
Same.
And I've got +4 to it, but I don't have proficiency.
Okay.
Sorry, just a moment. Cool. So, what are you wanting to do with these robes?
Spend like a couple hours just trying to determine what they are capable of.
Okay.
I don't necessarily want to don them, but
Right. You realize that it would require attunement to use these robes. And roll a Arcana check.
21.
The robes are cursed, and they appear to be connected to the Nine Hells somehow.
Fuck.
Interesting.
And one of the Mind Flayers is wearing this? Is that correct?
No.
No, this was way back in the Hydra's lair.
Oh, motherfucker. Yeah, because I still have that guy's journal too. Yeah. I know what you're on.
Okay. And then
Damn, my note on this journal. It's so ominous now that we know that's connected to the Nine Hells.
What does it say? The note on the journal?
I wrote, from Hydro Layer Pond, somebody practicing necromancy, thirst for power, but then the quote, I found a way, eternal life, brought them back. Scurry.
Jesus. The other 2 hours, I would like to spend fucking around with my poisoner's kit and the vial of brain pool goop and vial of elder brain cells.
All right. So, the brain pool goop in your vial, you can literally you dipped it into that green pool that was down there with where you found
whatever the huge pool was.
Yeah, so you look inside that thing and you literally see little microscopic organisms swimming around inside the vial. What are you wanting to do with it?
I want to try and make deadly concoctions with these items.
Okay, by looking at when you look at the pool of the green vial shit that you see, you assume that if you just left it as is and you put this inside of somebody, it would be it'd have very adverse effects on them.
Okay.
You don't need to change anything about it, and it would be really bad for anybody involved. You see these microscopic organisms, and they don't look healthy to be inside of people.
Okay, so
Or humanoids.
So the vial of brain pool goop is actually a vial of microscopic mind flayers.
Yeah, that's a good. Yeah, we'll write that down. That's a good way.
Okay.
That's a pretty good.
Not wrong.
It's
Okay.
not wrong.
Got it.
The brain matter, from the mind flare,
From the elder brain.
from the elder brain. Sorry. You feel like that it's basically just brain matter on a gargantuan scale. There's nothing really special about it.
Okay.
If you wanted to poison it, you probably could, but depending on the type of poison, it would just corrode the brain away. You can see that it's already it's basically dead brain cells that you have in your thing, and they're already starting to kind of decay away.
Okay. All right. That's all I got then. That's all
Okay.
I did think as I putting the journal away and kind of laying down in bed, I'll feel my amulet sort of like, trickle down on my chest or whatever.
Yep.
And it'll just sort of remind me, like, I'll clutch it and cast guidance on myself. And then I'd like to say a prayer to Morden, because knowing what I know now about poor Branacor, I am concerned about Tuctril, who gave me the amulet.
Yep.
So just sort of like to myself, Morden, and in the grand scheme of things, a lot has changed in the past week. I want to reach out and ask you for guidance, strength, and wisdom in these coming days. And I pray that if you can in any way, let me know that Tuctril and the rest of the temple in Port Branico are okay. Maybe refugees somewhere holding out.
You get a response, a verbal response
Oh shit.
in your head. It's not very long. It just simply says, Tuctril has joined us in the Great Halls.
I will clutch the amulet and begin to stifle a small weep, so Ojitai does not hear.
And pour one out for the boys.
Damn it. But then I'll conclude the prayer in gratitude, and turn so my back's facing Ojitai. Try to get some rest.
All right. Everybody rests. Rango, you do your elf thing.
That's when I was wanting to do the robe and the poison
Oh.
stuff.
When you woke up from that, or like came out of your trance?
Yeah.
Something else happens while you're studying this robe outside of your trance before everybody wakes up. Hey, Rango. It's me,
No. Oh, no.
Naaman. You haven't talked to me a while.
Aye.
Yeah. Been watching. Been watching you guys. You guys are doing really great. Too bad the rest of your world isn't doing so hot.
Aye.
Yeah. Hey, listen. I know we already had an agreement, right? About, giving up some of your wealth, power for me, that kind of thing. Now, I've given you quite a bit.
As have I.
Yeah. Do you want to up the ante? So here's the thing, Rango. You see, I've enjoyed our little partnership, shall we say. We've done some great work together, you and I. I mean, I've given you great power. You've given me great gold. But you see, as much as I like gold, I deal in a far more valuable currency. You see, one that, just like you can't get enough gold, I can't get enough of. And it is valuable to me, let me tell you. Very, very valuable. You see, I've gotten to know you quite well. And that lust for just that little bit more of power, man, that just keeps you going, doesn't it? That's why you get out of bed every day, right? It's not really because you're friends. It's because you see a way to make an extra coin in the day. To get that little bit more of, how should I say, gravitas among your peers. Am I right or am I right, my dear Rango?
What do you want?
See, what I want is more just like you. And I will give you everything I can on your plane. If you go that step further and promise your soul unto me. It's not like it really matters now. I mean, you're Rango. You're an elf. Your soul can live on for a long, long, long time. But if that day were to come, when your soul leaves that plane, you could spend it here with me, Mammon. And we have such a great repertoire. I mean, look at the great things that we've done together. How many spells do you have in your ledger now? I think we know each other pretty well. And we can make a really, really good partnership if you promise your soul to me. You see, in my plan, I'm something of an important person around here. So, I mean, who wouldn't want to be promised after they go out of their plane of existence a good friend that is powerful? What do you say? Now, hold on. I know what you're thinking. Immediately, no matter what. What can Rango get out of this? So I'll hear you out. What do you want? For your soul, promised onto me. Within reason, of course. I mean, I can't, snap my fingers and kill everyone that you want dead, or give you mountains of gold. Any day now. I mean, your friends probably wake up soon. That Gangu character, he don't even sleep.
I'll glance over at Gingu.
Hey,
What's he
Mammon.
doing?
Hey, man.
I think that our deal's working just fine.
Is it?
So far, so good.
All right. Are you sure? I'll tell you what.
You know what we're up against, Mammon.
Yeah, I do. I'll tell you what. Listen. I'll leave the phone off the receiver. Anytime you want to contact me and rediscuss this, I'm right here. I got you on caller ID. How's that sound?
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Very well. Yeah, dude. Also, by the way, feel free to contact me more. I mean, like, it's been, what, days, weeks since you've last talked to me? Like, had a good chat like this? Come on, I see us working together for all eternity. If you'll have me, that is. So, I mean, you know, we should get to know each other just that little bit more, I think. Don't you think so? If you want to join me, door's always open. Got the paperwork right here already. Just need you to sign your soul over.
Am I seeing anything, or is he just saying that?
He's just saying it.
Oh, okay. All right, well, go ahead and throw that paperwork in my little ledger here, and maybe I'll give it a look-see.
Now that's the Rango I know. The one that always sees a good deal when he knows he sees one. Listen, you see in your ledger, just on like the pages flip, and on the back page, it literally just says like Rango's soul, and then like a brief contract about it being sold over to Mammon. Mammon has all rights to Rango's soul. What happens to Rango's soul after his soul leaves this plane of existence?
Mm-hmm.
And it's a dotted line with like an X.
So it doesn't say anything about what
it's-
Rango gets? It only says...
I don't know what you want. Here, I'll leave a blank space. Why don't you put in there whatever you feel like it whenever, you know, the time comes. You just ask for it and we'll see. Well, we know we can negotiate. You can have a little bit of back and forth.
Huh. Yeah, I'll think it over.
All right.
Pleasure as always, Mammon.
Yeah, why don't you tell your friends I said hi? That little short, stubby one always talks about his god to his friends and all the good stuff he does. You never talk about me at all. It's like I'm some sort of secret.
Praise Morden.
Praise
It's Morden.
All right. Well, I'll talk to you later, Rango.
Hi.
Oh, that's not unsettling at all. Good old warlock patron relationships. Gotta love them.
Yeah.
The sun begins slowly rising on the horizon as everybody begins awaking from their slumber. Rango ponders everything that he's just had a conversation with Mammon about, as well as everything else going on in the world. Gangu has whatever's going on in his brain going on as they sit next to each other. Saoirse and Ojutai begin awaking from their slumber. And Harpy is dancing behind Rango.
On the
and
overlook to the
Gangu.
sunrise.
Yeah, just sitting there, just
That's a good
Practicing
visual.
his move.
he's kind of
That's a
doing
good
like
visual.
he's kind of doing the Joker
like-
dance.
Like Tai Chi in the sunrise. But
Yeah,
Does Harpy also shut down just like me?
Yeah. Yeah. He like his arms and everything like retract, so he's like real small and he like it's real compact.
You cold, Hoppy?
I can't feel cold.
Ah, me either.
Hmm,
What was I thinking?
I don't know.
Nice sunrise, eh?
It is.
Hey, Rango, how's Mammon?
Have I mentioned Mammon's name to Gingu?
I don't think so.
No,
I just
out loud. Well, I know out loud in the last fight. At one point, you said, "Mammon, what the fuck?"
Oh no, that was in my head. That was in
Oh,
my
okay,
head.
okay.
I can just read your thoughts.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Ganger's just out here detecting thoughts.
Good morning,
Gingu
Rango.
took the telepathic feat. You didn't know that?
Yeah, he's been fucking detecting my thoughts for the past 3 levels. Morning, Gingu. Yeah, it's a beautiful sunrise. Ready to go check on the lads?
Yeah, so we go figure out where Orlo's at.
I'll say with some slight unease.
All right. You guys make your way from the platform back across the dormitories where Ojutai and Sersha are currently lay dormant. Are you guys doing anything for that brief period as they walk up? Or just getting ready for the day kind of thing?
I'm waking him up with a pound on the door.
I'll just kind of be up early preparing that spell, and yeah, nothing too crazy.
All right.
Kind of solemn, a little solemn after the prayer last night. So.
Cool. Everybody regroups outside Ojutai's door. And you guys begin making your way up the stairs into the hall where some of the monks and the kobolds are enjoying a nice early morning meal. You look to your right, all the dragons are there, as well as the dwarf.
Oh shit!
As you guys approach,
I did want to
we all
give everyone the cliff notes of what I got from the journal. Forgot
before
to
you
do
approach,
that. Sorry.
Sersha, would you like to give cliff notes to everybody?
We're
about what
like
you
in the
found
doorway
out?
to the room or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the
It's
way
like,
here.
hey lads, before we head up to speak with the elders and Aurelius, I spent a little more time last night going through this journal, looking for any information on the other experiments we believe Starmount to be running. A lot of names came up, 4 in particular, and I'll give each of them with their descriptors. And outside of that, nothing on the kobold side in great detail. But the one gentleman who works with planar technology was lending some of that knowledge to the automaton program. Gengo, does that ring any bells to you? I mean, hell, bro, can you planar travel and we don't even know what's going on?
No bells.
No bells. All right.
Yeah, I
Well.
got nothing.
We high five.
Starmount has plans to stand out past Renicor once this is through.
It would seem that way, but the other detail that stood out to me is the Malleus, right?
Balios.
Malios, the head of Starmount that Dr. Brainhead mentions. He mentions valor and a very strong connection between the head of Starmount and. Well, you don't believe me, Rango? What are you doing?
I'm just curious.
Yeah, what the hell, Rango?
Oh yeah. But yeah, just the valor connection.
That's odd, considering Aurelius stated that they were kind of not really intervening
Yeah. It may be information that he doesn't know. It would make sense to me that Valor, upon a impending war, scattered to make a deal to be on the winning side. Looks like they chose Starmount. But even when we were in Rivermarch, agents of Starmount and Valor are pretty cozy, if I remember correctly. So it would explain why they've kind of hunkered down behind the mountain where Starmount is.
Yeah. It's a wall between them and Tiamat's forces.
Mm-hmm. Hobby, you didn't know anything about the planer?
No, not that I can remember. I just remember bright lights and lots of people standing over me. And then running through hallway after hallway. And then I remember being in the woods with an empty feeling.
Gegu Hobby, do you all know of a way to... Surely everything you all see here is recorded somehow.
Not
Maybe
to
a
my
memory
knowledge.
bank of some sort?
Well, I mean, I have memory just like you, but
I don't know.
I can't just poke in your brain and get your memories out.
Right.
I mean, not to my knowledge.
But I'm curious if we can with you all. What I'm getting at.
Well,
Harpy begins to
tell-
get a little bit defensive when you say this.
I can tell you right now, you're not doing this experiment on me.
No one is getting in my brain.
Hey,
Of course
I've known
not.
you longer, Serge. If it's anyone.
I mean-
I'm just kidding, Harpy. I'm
Throwing
just
Harpy
kidding.
under the bus.
What was the guy's name that did the surgery on Gingu and Harpy?
The blacksmith?
Was he
The scientist and
Oh.
He took the little like
Jebelinovsky?
yeah,
yeah,
he was
Volkanovsky,
Yeah.
he was the dude that like put the inhibitor in
yeah.
on Harpy, right?
Mm-hmm.
I imagine if there's anyone who would know, Jebelinovsky would be one of them. Apart from Orlo, of course.
Right.
Yeah, but isn't, like, Port Brannicore, like, dying right now?
Aye.
I'm afraid everywhere is dying, Harpy.
I'll sort of like kind of just look down at the ground for a moment. Yeah. Well, let's go present this master plan, huh? See what they say.
All right. So you guys approach. It looks like there's already been a little bit of conversation back and forth. You can see that just based off like facial expressions of the dragon masters, that Dramoka looks a little bit antsy, slash concerned, and Ramos looks a little bit more upbeat than he did the day before.
Sorry, did you say more upbeat?
Yeah.
Okay.
Welcome back, all of you. We got started a little early. I spent all night thinking about what our involvement should be. Based on the fact that Starmount had one of his agents so close to the temple and inside Orkandi, and that Mountain's got easily found us and knows about us now. That maybe it is time that we get involved. But not immediately. You see, the last dragon that made an appearance in Brannicore killed a lot of innocent people at Port Brannicore. I am not so sure the people of Brannicore would be very upbeat about seeing more dragons fly over their heads without some sort of prior knowledge that we do so with good intentions.
Did you say that Aurelios is here as well?
Mm-hmm. Aurelios kind of pops in. All right. So, there's something I've kept from you yesterday. Now that I've got the word of your excellency, Dramoka. And he kind of like bows and gives like a little spiel. Mountain's Gut has a plan of action that we plan to execute very soon. This plan will go ahead with or without you, but I thought I would offer you the chance to assist if you're interested. I can tell that you plan on getting involved either way, but here is the plan, the operation that's scheduled to go underway within a week's time. Port Brandicore is an all-out skirmish across the town. Street to street fighting, building to building battles, as I've said before. Well, if I can recall your knowledge of Port Brandicore, there is a temple just outside the walls, the Temple of Denier. Now, we believe that this temple has been made the forward headquarters of one General Belos. Now, as we said, the kobolds seem to have gotten quite a bit organized with a hierarchy and structure about them. We believe that if we can remove this general from the equation, this might cut some ties between the kobolds inside Port Brannicore and the outside, and cause a bit of chaos long enough for us to get more people out and maybe even push them back some and give a little bit of reprieve to our friends in the north at Northhold. Now, as I said before, we plan on going through with this operation with or without you. Mountain's Gut has brought across some of its best. It's a party for just like yours, called Hammer Squad. They have done countless operations in the name of Mountain's Gut, and they've never failed one. This one, on the other hand, the stakes are quite high, and the attrition rate is also quite high for them. They're aware of the risk and plan to go ahead anyways. But knowing that you've fought in an urban environment at Rivermarch and dealt with the issues that were at Korsk, while also being in Port Branico for a time, that you might be able to give some sort of assistance to them, if you wish. Unfortunately, my job is done. I was sent here to make allies with anyone that could help, and I've done that. I am being called back to Port Branico now. If you wish to come, you're more than merry to hitch a ride on the SS Tempest. It's not far from here. We have it parked, docked, I should say, at Jagdesvager. The cross-sea journey will probably take about 3 days. It's a fast ship, but not too fast.
4 days, you said?
3.
3
3 days, yeah. That's not counting the days it would take to get to Jagdesvager. But I was told that some horses would be loaned out to me and yourselves if you did wish to go along with me to get us to Jagdesvager quicker. It would probably cut a 2.5 day journey down to about 1. So 4 days total to get back to Port Branico, hopefully.
I don't believe I'd fit on a horse.
Kind of looks around for a second. He thinks. He scratches. He starts rubbing his beard.
You got an ox.
And he kind of looks over at the dragon masters, and they just, Jaroka just kind of
Dragon face palm.
Can ride a dragon.
I think that we could find an ox for you if you want to ride an ox instead.
Well, I'm not worried about me, I'm worried about the horse, so...
That is very thoughtful of you.
Thank you, sir.
So, as far as getting word out that there would be allied dragons arriving in Branicool, Aurelios, would you and the rest of Mountain's Gut be able to assist in getting word out?
Well, that's the plan. But first, I gotta get back there. You see.
Well, of course. I just wanted to make
Right.
sure that had been covered. We weren't there for that conversation, I don't believe. We had spoken a bit last night and come up with something of a plan ourselves. So, with there being two enemies to this battle, the forces of Tiamat and then obviously Star Mountain and the automatons, if we kick the leg out from one of them, then it's just going to present an opportunity for the other. If the Hammer Squad goes forward with their plan and takes General Ballos out of the picture, I'm sure that's going to make a large dent in Tiamat's forces, but Tiamat will still be in control, I imagine. Another general will step up to the plate. Obviously, it will do some good, but it will also present an opening for the forces of Starmount, which I would argue, equally don't want. Obviously, you've seen Gingu and Harpy here. They work of their own free will, unlike how we believe the rest of the automatons to work. Our plan was to visit their creator, who we believe to be at the foot of Starmount, and determining whether or not they can be, well, the rest of the army can be turned to their own free will, similar to Gingu and Harpy here. However, the plan prior to that would be to befriend Starmount and fight alongside them and the automaton army against Tiamat's forces. This would be a ruse, of course, where once the battle had been won, we would free the automaton army and henceforth diminishing Starmount's powers.
Alright, listen, I hate to interrupt you, but let me get this straight. Now, you said Roos fighting with the Starmount automaton army. You do realize that they are at open war with Mountain's Gut at this very moment. And that villages and Mountain's Gut soldiers and mercenaries and simple businessmen are currently being killed by Starmount's armies, along with Tiamat's. Now, I'm not saying I think your idea is bad, but you should really strongly consider what this could do. If people spotted you working alongside Starmount.
Amidst this battle, I think that working for whatever the greater good may be is the best option. And perhaps we can come to an arrangement where Starmount lays off Mountain's Gut and Mountain's Gut off of Starmount to focus on Tiamat. And once Tiamat is dealt with, at that point, we turn the automatons, and we have all the cards, and they have, well, I won't say none, but...
Listen, at the end of the day, it's your decision to make. But I'll be honest with you, it's not my favorite idea I've ever heard. These Starmount folk, out of nowhere, attacked innocent people. At least the kobolds have somewhat of a reason, if they want to claim that. But these Starmount folk have zero reason or cause for what they are doing. Now, I don't know what makes you so sure that you can reason with these people that have openly attacked innocent people for what appears to be no reason other than power and control. But by all means, if you think you can go and talk them out, killing innocent people, and taking on Tiamat's armies, and then after they do that, relinquishing their power, then you go right ahead. But I'll be honest with you, I've got about zero faith in that plan.
Then what do you believe happens once General Balos is out of the picture?
Long term, I don't know. But I know that we'll buy some of the people at Port Brandicore sometime.
Well, at least our plan's got a bigger picture to it.
Very well. Like I said, it's your decision. It's your call to make.
At this point, I am going to look back to the boys for reassurance. Do I get any reassurance?
Reassured.
Gingy reassures me. This is good.
I
In the form of
stand
a
there.
nod.
I'm with you.
Do you any gestures or anything?
Well, I will speak up when you look over and say, it does have a point of we're kind of missing the middle part of the plan. We've got we talk to Starmount and we get them to turn us, forces around. But how are we going to do that? That's going to be a simple, hey, can you please stop attacking mountains?
I mean,
We
Stop
do.
attacking the innocent people.
Yeah.
We do have Orlo, who may or may not be able to help us. And we created Dingu and had a hand in creating Harpy. Necessarily know if he's going to have anything that can get us an upper hand against Star Mountain kind of situation. I think it might be our best plans to go along with this squad.
Well,
At least for momentarily, cut the head off the snake of Tiamat's armies.
well,
What?
we discussed this plan before Aurelius. We knew of Mountain Guts' plan of action. It definitely opens the door to a tweak. Instead of going to Starmount to essentially go covert and become spies in their network, with the end goal of, taking them down in the end game, it does allow us maybe to have a two-pronged offensive. Whereas before we were concerned if we took the legs out of Starmount, it would give Tiamat's army time to find an upper hand. Well, now we know that the Hammer Squad is going in and is looking to sweep the legs out from under Tiamat's forces.
And never doubts a man with his hammer.
What if we coordinate? What do you? Let me ask you, Aurelius. You said that Hammer Squad has never failed on a mission before. Now, you were curious if you could enlist the help of not only the elders here, but I assume us in
That's
that
correct.
plan.
Well, the elders
you-
probably wouldn't be helping in that plan specifically.
More so in just taking back Port Branicle itself.
Well, it would probably be a few days, maybe a week, maybe 2, to get word around that, hey, not all these dragons flying around are necessarily here to kill us all. So, in the meantime, the plan was send Hammer Squad in, and then if you want to join, you as well, go in, take out General Bellows. That would hopefully slow things down as far as their command structure.
Mm-hmm.
Halt orders going around to the other kobolds, and give our boys fighting street to street, house to house, a little bit of reprieve to get some more innocents out. Until we can go on a bit of an offensive and hopefully take the fight to them in the north. Starmount is an issue. But for us right now, with our only other allies inside Branacor being completely surrounded by Tiamat's forces, they are currently Mountain Guts' top priority. Is getting to North Hode, getting some of those people out, and uniting with the guard at the wall. Don't get me wrong, Starmount very much is an issue, and we will very much be taking care of them soon enough. But we feel that Tiamat is the greater threat at the moment. Now, you said a two-pronged approach. I'm all for that. If we can weaken both armies at the same time, that sounds great to me. But do you have an exact plan on how to do this?
we need to talk to Orlo. And
We
thankfully,
do.
we're going to have time to do so. If Aurelios plans to return by ship, and you can get us to Orlo's in no time flat, then we can take it those few days to go talk to Orlo, come back here, I don't know if we have any easy way of communicating with Aurelios over long distance. Anybody?
Don't have anything. I don't
And
have
that
a
gesture is
sending-
like open more towards Aurelios and the elders.
Yeah, I don't have anything.
And here's the other thing. As much as I would like to help you with your questing at Stormelt, as much as we know about the kobolds and Tiamat, we know almost less about Stormelt, what their motives are, and what their hierarchy looks like in the important people. I don't know if you've ever been inside Stormelt, but I never have. And they're pretty secretive. Well, they were before they decided to go marching out of their front door, attacking everything in sight. So,
But we've have two members of our party who
alright, now I see
No.
that.
and also Orlo, the creator, be able to give us some more pertinent knowledge of the inside.
Very well.
Would
Take some more time and think over your plan. Unfortunately, I need to go pack my things and get ready.
Okay.
I do plan on leaving tonight.
does Rengo have any? Go ahead.
I do have sending,
Oh, okay.
so it would just take a day to prepare it. So I can say like, okay, we'll take the day to think on it. I do know the sending spell, and I will call for you when we have something more concrete.
Very well. I plan on traveling through the night and hopefully arriving at the ship on the next night. So
Sounds
you've
good.
got until tonight. After that, I will be making my way to Yagdasvagar. Also, remember, me questioning you like this is not anything against you. Trust me, if you go to Star Mountain, you're able to topple them. I'm all for that. I wish you Godspeed and whatever gods you worship and believe in and call upon. Because we need about all the help we can get right now. Very well. I must be going.
Do I perceive any icons or anything of Moradin on his person?
No, you don't see anything. Dragon Elders, you've been most kind and respectful and welcoming host. I look forward to working alongside you. And he gives a bow, and he turns, and he kind of gives a head nod in your all's direction, and then he walks out and begins walking down towards the dorms.
Oh, that was reassuring.
All right.
Now, as for you, what did you call your group again?
I'd say we go by
Well, guys,
a few
one?
names.
Yeah, which one do you want to give them?
Phil, the one that stuck most is probably the Goldbringers.
Yeah. Kind of like the Deathbringers, but go with that one.
Wait, when were we called the Deathbringers? Were we ever called?
I think I said it in battle one time.
Whenever I'm pretty sure it was
Oh,
when
right,
the Doom
right.
music was going
Yeah,
on and we
yeah.
busted
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Right
Okay,
back.
yeah. I or that.
Chuchi and the gold.
Chuchi, as he says that, Chuchi fucking pops out, slithers his tongue.
Very well, the Goldbringers.
Chuchi and the Goldbringers.
Chuchi. Sorry, I forgot about. And he gives kind of a smirk. The mighty Chuchi.
Chuchi starts flying around.
He's hyped. He's
Yeah.
gone. I have gifts for all of you.
Shit.
if we are being involved and you are going out on your own to start this quest for peace, we'll supply you with all the help we can get. Please climb aboard. And he goes down a little bit, and he lowers one wing for you guys to climb onto
Oh,
his back.
fuck yeah.
Damn,
I
what
hop
the
on
fuck?
first. I walk up
Ojitai,
first.
this has never happened. You've never seen
I
this
was
before.
gonna say, yeah, for context, this doesn't happen, right?
Yeah, never in your lifetime have you seen or heard of this.
Yeah, it seems pretty obscene for an elder dragon to let anyone ride them at all. So
I'm
I'm
first
gonna
aboard.
I'm gonna
yeah,
timidly
right behind you.
approach, but I'm gonna like be behind Ojitai.
I will be first to
You're
the
gonna have
wing
to-
and bow,
And
and I am climbing aboard.
I'm gonna give
I
him
was
like
gonna say someone's gonna have to push because I'm just gonna stand there kind of dumbfounded, like this is happening.
I'm just gonna stand
Harpy
there
comes up
like
behind
looking back and
Ojitai.
forth at Ojitai.
Harpy comes up behind Ojitai.
I was promised flight at one point. Come on, we are going.
And he grabs Ojitai and he wraps his arm around him and he begins walking towards the dragon.
I'm already behind Saoirse. I assume there's like a scale in between us or something.
Yeah. So you guys all mount up on the back of Dromoka, and as soon as you do, he has a little waddle to the edge, and he face first dives down, and for a few brief seconds you guys are plummeting towards the ground, and then he finally flaps his wings, and with a great gust of wind, levels himself out, and you guys are currently on the back of Dromoka, flying.
Hell yeah.
For probably less than a minute or so, as he flies you around towards this side of the mountains over here, kind of in between these mountains, and you see a large cutout.
We're on
In the
the
mountains.
we're on the Brandicore map.
I didn't move you guys. Sorry. So just here, in between this little mountain range right here, flies you back around back that way, and there's a little cutout. When I say a little cutout, it's a pretty large cutout, little in respect to the mountains, but it's quite a big, just open kind of cave, but it has been like fabricated. There is like stonework all the way down it. When you land, it is very, very dark. Dromoka doesn't breathe fire, but he still has very hot breath. And you see that he kind of breathes some hot breath onto a lantern. And when that lantern lights, it kind of strings across and lights a whole bunch of lanterns. And all the way down, you see the statues of dragons and different individuals, dragonborn, humans, dwarves, elves, all in different kind of battle garments. Some of the dragons have on like armor over their like scales, and all these are just sculptures. He kind of lays down again for you guys to climb off the back of him. And as you guys begin to climb off the back of him, he starts speaking. This is where dragons reside when we are not at the temple. This place is very sacred to us. Very select few know of it. Only great heroes are welcome in this hall.
It's an honor.
Truly.
Very much is. He walks you guys down a little bit, and he comes to a little cutout. And you guys reach it as about the time that the fire kind of strings across and lights a couple lanterns around it. And inside you see a couple artifacts. These are tools used by warriors of the temple in the past. To serve the temple's interests, which is always the good of the realm.
Are there any hammers?
What do
I'm
we
sorry,
see?
friend. It is not a hammer.
What do we
But
see?
please, step forward, my friend.
Ooh, Gangu first.
Gangu.
All right, I'm forward.
Gangu, there on the left, wrapped around the waist of that statue, that large individual, that is Boris, the barbarian giant, a great warrior of our temple, of great strength, unrivaled.
Hello, Boris.
Growing up in the mountains, he had a belt that he always wore. Please, accept this belt to assist you.
Hell yeah.
It is the belt of giant strength, specifically stone giant.
What's that? What number is that?
Hold up. My strength
I just-
score changes to 23.
Yeah.
Ace.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
gonna say.
Now, next. You, Rango. You seem excited for the goodies. You can see there's no shame.
Always in it for the goodies.
Please step forward. You see a small warrior. Very, very short. But he is holding something in his hand. This is Kashmir the Gnome Warlock. In his hand he has a rod. This is the rod of the Pact Keeper.
Ooh.
Please accept this gift to aid you in battle.
I bow.
Now, the dwarf.
Which one is this?
What? The
Which
Pact Keeper?
Yeah.
+1, +2, or +3.
I believe I wrote it down. It is the rare one, which I think is +2, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. The dwarf who is most wise. But along with that wisdom, great piety and belief in his God. Now, it was not a believer in gods, but a believer in nature who wore a necklace. Please step forward. You will see Noki, the elf druid. Please remove the necklace around his neck.
I'll bow and step forward and reach out to remove it.
This necklace of prayer beads contains 6 beads. 2 beads grant greater restoration. 2 beads grant bless. 1 bead grants planar alley. And 1 bead grants windwalk. These beads can only be used once. Use them wisely.
I will turn and thank him in Elvish.
He bows towards you. And finally, our son of the temple, the one who will serve as the eldest monk in the future. Ojatai, before you see a statue of someone you recognize, you spent most of your years training underneath. Madresh the Dragonborn monk. Remove the cloak that is on his statue.
For
This is the cloak of displacement. Please accept this gift and use it to aid you in battle.
hold it up nicely. Bow to Ramoka.
Very good. This place is not to be spoken of. Ever. This never happened. I hope you understand. Very well. Climb back aboard. We will make our way back to the temple. And he
Gladly.
lowers himself.
Just gonna bow again and hop back on.
I'm jumping on.
Yep.
What about me?
I'm sorry, Harpy.
I give him the deck of many things. I'm just kidding.
That's a real chaos move right there.
Oh, it'd be game over.
I'm sorry, Harpy. But the council found you not worthy of.
Oh, our boy.
I hope you understand. Harpy, with that permanent smile imprinted on his face, just looks blankly for a second towards him.
Yeah. Got it.
Oh, our boy.
And very stiffly for Harpy, which is very different, waddles over towards the dragon and climbs on its back without saying a word.
Yeah.
Do the rest of you climb aboard?
Oh yeah, I'm already on.
Yep.
Okay. He spends the next minute or so flying you back towards the temple. You land back to where you had taken off. He lowers himself down again for you guys to get off. All the other dragons have dispersed at this point. Very well. It seems that one way or another tonight you will be leaving. Until we see each other again in Branacor. If we do not see each other again today before you go, I bid you all very good luck, and I hope that the gifts we have presented you serve you well. And he takes a nice deep long bow, and then he turns around and he takes a couple big flaps of his wing, plunges off the side, and then flies off into the distance with the sun shimmering off his golden scales. And you guys are left on the platform, the 5 of you, standing there.
Poppy,
We just rode a bloody dragon.
Yes.
I feel kind of bad that you didn't get anything back there.
It's okay. I have
What?
the great mental strength with the mental scars I carry around every day.
No. Well, let's not bring that up.
Compartmentalize, Harpy. Bury it deep, deep down.
I want you to have this,
I
Harpy.
got you.
And I hand him my spy's murmur.
No. No, please.
You
Please.
present this to me. Thank
It's
you.
all,
As
All
he
for
does
you.
that, I'm gonna slowly be doing this.
Sorry, guys. I need an attunement spot, and that's the only one.
It doesn't. You can see it doesn't really fit on him that well because Gengu's head is really wide. And so he kind of like has to like smush it in, and you can hear it like crack a little bit as he's like pushing it in like on himself. He's wearing a spy's murmur.
And then he doesn't carry a weapon, does he? Or he has a dagger, right?
He uses his fist mainly.
It's lightning fists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They hurt.
Have you guys? Who's wearing a spy's murmur right now?
Me.
As he hands him off,
Me
I'm
too.
at least pulling him down to where like I'll stay attuned, but I'm don't have them on my ears.
Gangu, you don't hear this.
Hello? Hello?
What's up, Hop?
Out loud.
Oh my god, it works!
So now we'll always be able to talk to each other in battle and things. In battle.
And
Just
at
like
night,
in
when
battle.
I think about the men that hurt me,
Yeah, we can talk about that.
okay, Ingrid does not want to talk about that.
We'll talk about that with you.
Okay,
It's
great.
okay to open up sometimes.
Can you tell me more about Moradin?
I will tell you more about Moradin.
Great. What about Mammon?
He doesn't fucking know about Mammon.
I know. I'm just joking. Right.
Oh, and is everyone like in a circle looking at each other?
Yeah. I would
Okay,
assume so.
never mind. What's the plan, y'all? What's the plan out of character?
Oh man.
I want to do an in-character plan.
Well, if that's the case, I'm gonna turn my back to everyone and face Harpy. And there's something else to pretty up the deal. Take this. And I take a vial of oil, pour it on the ground, fill it with fire salts, and hand it to Harpy.
What are these?
If you need a little bit of extra oomph during a fight, just digest some.
Okay,
You'll know when.
okay,
Don't tell anybody.
okay. I won't tell anybody.
Even with your new little spies murmur thing.
In your old spy's murmur, you hear this.
What language is that?
Morse code.
Do any of us? Fuck. None of us know that.
Any of us proficient in Morse code?
Did you guys get that? Gangu told me not to tell. So I sent a coded message.
Is that in the spy's murmur or is that out loud?
It's in the spy's murmur.
I've still got him off.
So was this at all? I mean, can I make a perception check or something to see if I saw this happen?
Yeah, it's just
Yeah,
my
sure.
big body in the way.
Yeah, go roll
I
a
mean,
perception. Go for
We
it.
can see like you turn and then some oil pours out and then you hand something to
Yeah,
Harpy.
it's like watching the local like crack addict like shadily like walk over to somebody and hand them something and like slyly walk away like in a handshake.
Exactly.
Just,
Yeah, go for it. Roll a
look at-
perception.
Can I roll against like sleight of hand or something?
Yeah, roll
Slide
sleight of hand or a stealth, and then
We're
Or
all
how
in
you can
this
roll
circle.
perception.
I also want to get in on this
That's
check.
great.
yeah, go
All right,
for it.
You
I rolled
got
a
it.
13 sleight of hand.
I got a nat 20.
All right. Rango definitely fucking saw me.
Yeah. So I guess
This is the spy's murmur.
Ringo, I know you saw. Please.
I've got
have this.
I've got it off. I want to like still be. Can I do that? Can I still be attuned to it, but like not have it in my ear at the moment?
Sure.
Okay. Then I'm not gonna hear whatever he says.
right.
And it would have made it obvious that I took him off.
He does
But-
not understand how they work.
Okay. Well, as I see that, I'm just gonna let it go. I'm not even gonna fucking say shit about it. Actually,
He's like, let's just let this fucking ride.
yeah, I'll let that one go. There's a lot been happening, you know. Tough times. But then I'll look back towards like Ojutai Sersh. Be like, well, I suppose Orlo needs to be visited. So is the plan visit Orlo, get the information from him on the autonomy of Gingu and Harpy, and whatever other details we can get out of him on Starmount, and then return here, go over it with the elders, let what's his name? Fuck. Let Aurelios know the plan, and then from there we either, go to Starmount or something else. Back to Brannicle.
Just their attack. Like the plan for now.
I'm not quite sure of my plan. Maybe I'll have a change of heart once I return home.
Terrifying.
I feel like even if I insight check that,
not-
I won't even like
Not
get
Starmount.
anything.
Starmount's is not my home.
Considering that's going to take some time, I was thinking perhaps you lads could make it to Orlo's place, and I might take a trip home. Back to Middle Valley. Just
What?
for the
What?
day. I've not seen the family in a minute. I'll be there and back. Day's time.
Couldn't write a letter or
Rango, since when do you have family?
Are we not your family? You are my only family.
Yeah.
You lads are family, but you are not my only family. No.
I'm just
You're
busting your
cheating on
balls,
us.
Rango.
I'm sorry. What did he say? Let's repeat that.
You are cheating on us. With another.
No, it's not like that.
Fine. Keep your secrets.
Sorry, Harvey.
Are you
I'm being pretty open right now, Hop. but okay.
Rango? So you're saying that take the day, you go to Sallow Valley, see your people, come back here, and then we head to Orlos? Is our only way back here is through you. All of our only way back to Orlos is Sersha.
I believe Sush has it covered on both fronts for you lot, correct?
We would have to stay at Orlos for a day. I only have enough energy to get us one-way trip per day.
Ah,
Oh, we can rest in my quarters. We got plenty of room.
we have what? Aurelio
4
said that
days.
he would be leaving tonight to
Yeah,
get back.
Mhm.
He expects to hear our plan by the end of the night.
We'll effectively have from right now roughly 5 days.
And
Plenty of time.
We could a day
So-
here. We're at Orlos either way.
so we're in agreement that we're going back to Orlos. We're speaking with him to give us more insight into Starmount, but we are going on the offensive on Starmount from the get-go now, right?
Yes.
I believe that's the plan.
Okay. Then
Rango, you said you know teleportation circle into Starmount, right?
Yes. I've never
Yes.
been there, but I do have the sigils.
That will get us on the inside as opposed to fighting our way in. At least
perhaps Orlo knows where the circle is.
Yeah, that way we're not,
we'll
you
be
know,
able to give
going
us
in
some
blind.
direction.
For sure, for sure.
All right. Well, you're just busting your balls, Rango. Take the time you need. We'll meet back up here before we do anything more.
Righto.
We'll focus on going and speaking with Orlo. And
Alright.
I'll send to Aurelius tonight and tell him that we're planning on going on the offensive in a two-pronged attack. We'll take Starmount. Him and the Hammer Squad will take the general.
So, what, we meet back here in 2-3 days' time?
2.
Sounds like a plan.
Are you guys leaving right away, or are you waiting till night?
I'm going to attune my belt if possible.
Okay.
Yeah,
you
no,
guys you guys have plenty of time.
Yeah,
So-
if you'll allow me to like take the like hour of like a short rest to unprepare a spell and prepare sending.
Yeah, we're
All right.
chilling.
In that time, I'd like to go and just try to find where Narset is.
All right. You have strong inklings that she is probably in her quarters.
I'll go over there and the door's shut. I'll knock on the door, see if she responds.
Cool. So you knock on the door. What is it?
Ojutai, checking in on you.
I'm not going to lie, I don't really want to talk right now.
There. We are heading out fairly soon. More that we need to do.
After a few moments of silence, the door opens up and she stands in the doorway. You're leaving already?
Much that's going on, or sit idly by. It happened.
I want to help, but I'm just not ready. Maybe one day. But not today. Listen,
But there's plan for attack Renicor going to be happening in a few days' time. We should be back here a couple of days to convene about it. If you're up to it then. Use all the help we can get.
perhaps. Listen, thank you for helping me out of Korsk and dealing with Gish the way it had to be done. And feeding that giant brain thing as well. I'm very grateful. Let your friends know. I am grateful.
Let them know.
I just need time to think. She kind of gives you a head nod, and she begins sliding the door closed.
See you in a couple of days.
There is no response.
On back to the group.
At this point, any attunements you guys need to make or spells you need to stock, go for it.
Don't think I actually have to attune to the necklace, which is nice.
I don't think you do either.
Oh wait, crap.
Do you?
Requires attunement by character.
Ah.
All right, well I'll be doing that.
I didn't think it did. I lied
I'm
to you.
gonna
I'm
I'm
sorry.
gonna unattune the dwarven lockpick.
Very
Oh,
well.
Just how many magic items Saoirse has.
Not too many. I mean, actually, yeah. Like 8 or 9 or so.
Bag of
I think.
beans, deck 'em anything.
Yeah, I've got the plate
Oh, you
armor.
still have the bag of beans?
Oh, I have the bag of beans. I have 2. Now with the beads, I have 3 just complete like
Consumable style.
let's just fuck
Yeah.
shit up.
Yeah.
like as a last resort. Actually 4 if you count my 10% chance to have more than do something. I have like 4 last ditch efforts.
Chance now.
Yeah. All right. Well, if there's nothing else to do, we can go ahead and do a little bit of a like Fallout or Skyrim wait until the time is that you guys want to move. If there's no one else that you need to talk to or do.
I was
Yeah, that's
planning
fine.
on immediately
Heading
going
out?
Yeah.
Cool.
Like us having that conversation and then being like, right, well, I'm off 2 days.
All right.
Yeah.
And then I would want to walk to find some like secluded style balcony that has enough room to put down a teleportation circle.
That balcony that you kind of been resting on at night would be a good one. It has enough room to do it.
Go there.
Cool. So you fucking bust on out of there, you gone. Sala Valley. Everyone else? Anything
That's it.
else?
That's all I've got time for today, though. So
Cool.
Yep.
Well, are you guys going to Orlos? Is that the plan?
Yeah,
yeah,
so
I'd say at the start of next session, right? Or just teleport right now there.
yeah, we can at least do that. Kind of gather the 4 of us. I guess we can go to like Oj's room or something.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I'll just sort of like get us close, prepare the ritual, and
Wait. Do you want to scry first?
oh yeah.
Instead of going in blind?
If we're gonna do that, then we'll just wait.
All right. We can
Okay.
wait. Cool. Are you guys good for this Sunday? Because I am still good for Sunday night.
I should be, yeah.
I'm pretty sure I'm
Okay.
good for
Yeah,
Sunday.
Sunday should be good.
I'm not going to be in town.
Oof.
I'm gonna be in St. Louis,
Unfortunate.
so I would not be able to do that.
Cool. When do you get back?
Monday night.
Monday night. I am off. My off days have changed again. The next week I am off Tuesday. I don't know if you guys are busy Tuesday. I could do Tuesday. We don't have to.
Yeah, I'm
I
not
would.
busy.
I would be busy as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm good for any evening next week or Sunday if we have to.
I could do another like Wednesday night or something.
Okay. We will see. I am working sunrise next week because a guy is having a child. So, yeah, I could do Wednesday because I'll be getting off at like noon-ish. And then I could sleep when I get off and then just go straight after D&D to work. Peace. So yeah, that works for me. We can do next Wednesday.
Do whatever. Yeah, just give me like 3-4 days notice
For sure.
Okay.
and figure it out.
Kiss the
Sounds
stream
good.
goodbye, fellas.
Sign our stream.